A new look at the ammo box. What happened to all the servers yesterday? And a mini-map in ARK 2. You're right kids, it's Ras Clark and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around and let's get into it. So Wildcard came out with a new picture of the ammo box. The game-changing structure that's going to change PvP especially for the better. It's going to become a less grindier game. As the devs say, the ammo box will automatically fill all nearby turrets with all varieties of ammunition, because that's right, this thing will automatically fill any turrets in range. And it will even go as far as supporting certain guns. Well, at least we know the minigun is going to be supported. Another new thing that's coming to Genesis Part 2, and I did a recent video on this before, link in the description. And now I'm wondering how much can you actually store in this thing. Consider some bases can have upwards of 200, 300 turrets out there, even more and beyond. This thing must be able to house a serious amount of bullets, making it not only an efficient way to automatically fill your turrets, no more grinding to do that, going around topping them up every time they fire and shoot and kill somebody. But that also means it's also going to double up as a prize reward when you raid a base. This is going to be a thing you're going to want to go for, as possibly all of the tribe's ammo is going to be stored in this thing. It's also going to come with a floating HUD, which I'm really interested to see. Is this floating HUD going to work like floating names? And is it going to literally list every single ammo it's housing and how much of that ammo's in there real time? We'll have to wait and see, but this is certainly going to be a game changer. A lot of you can't wait to see this in ARK, justified by its position in the top 10 list I did yesterday. Looking at it closer, we can of course see rockets, chain bowlers, spear bolts, but what is that in the middle? It seems to me to be an element cell based ammunition type. It could just be element shards, but it doesn't look like that to me. I know it's very out there, but could we be seeing a new ammunition type? And if so, what are we using it for? And we once again get to see these plants that were in the background for the canoe shot. Again, seeming very ominous. And they must have some predominant feature to be showcased twice in the background. Many of you have theorized that this is the plant that you see at the end of the Genesis Part 2 trailer. It's possible, but of course we can see 3 of them. And that thing don't look like something I want to fight 3 times. We can see some bioluminescent material dripping from these plants, adding to my theory that these are the things that are creating the hazardous environment, which I believe is going to be Rockwell's garden, having some aberrant features, and of course Rockwell's map, of which he was the guardian of, was aberration. But yes, this is such a big thing to ARK, it's going to be game changing. It's actually my most anticipated feature to come to ARK, and I can't wait to get my hands on this and see how grind protecting this is going to be. So almost all servers went down yesterday. For a short period of time, nobody could connect to any of the ARK servers out there. Cue naturally a lot of frustrated players. It kicked off with the main Twitter account reporting that they were looking into these reports and that they'll keep us updated on the progress. Well, it quickly became apparent to me this wasn't Wildcard doing this. This was in fact Nitrado, who of course run many servers, all dedicated to running ARK. And I assume, as well as many unofficial servers out there, Wildcard also use Nitrado services as well. And there seemed to be a worldwide outage with the company. It wasn't just ARK that went down, it was many other games all using Nitrado. Not only that, their website and their mobile services all went down. There was literally no way to access anything Nitrado based. I did reach out for comment from Nitrado, but they didn't come back to me, so sadly we don't know the cause of this outage. Nitrado of course got this back up and running as quick as they could, supported by Wildcard in some shape or form. And whilst yes, everything is back up and running now, it happened. We don't know why it went down, but let's face it, sometimes in any business something goes wrong. Someone presses the wrong button, someone pulls out the wrong lead, maybe someone hacked them. There's a wide variety of circumstances that could have led to this outage. And we may never know why, but at least they came back up relatively quick. Dolly, the product manager of Wildcard, did mention if your Xbox server is down, they're currently deploying server side right now, and if your PC or PlayStation server is not up after the last update, it didn't restart automatically because it's a jerk, and we have an engineer manually booting them. So there's someone going around rebooting each server one by one. And of course there's thousands of servers out there, so this could take some time, especially if of course the engineer accidentally misses one. So I would get yourself to the forums if your server is still not appearing. Now, why am I doing a post feature on this? I think to help to provide clarity. A lot of people were asking for rollbacks for the outage, which of course the devs won't do, because with any rollback, there's a huge potential for player loss. And if any rollback ever occurs, the devs are going to jump in it straight away and not mess about. Rollbacks can be devastating to progress, character saves, but most importantly, giving someone the opportunity to dupe items. I won't get into that too much. I know the devs have done a lot of work on ensuring that duping doesn't happen as often anymore, but there stands a chance for somebody to dupe items in the case of any rollback. So sadly, the team just can't support this. But what's worth noting, it's seemingly not Wildcard's direct fault. It's of course landed with their server hosting company. And I hope at the very least there's going to be some accountability on the error and ensuring it doesn't happen again. It's a real shame to see this not long after the single player wipe save issue. And I hope Nitrado can offer a statement at least to bring us all up to speed on what happened and what they plan to do in the future. And we've got a possibility for ARK 2. So the main Twitter account for Dododex put out a tweet, wishlist for ARK 2, a real minimap, in which said the lead community manager replied with some eyes. And yeah, and that's it, that's all it is. I know, it could be nothing, it could just be said joking, or maybe it does allude to a minimap coming to ARK 2. Let's entertain that for a minute, especially including the other tweet to remain more primitive. Again, goggly eyes. And I do agree a minimap would be a fantastic addition to ARK. Whilst yes, we've got the GPS and the map, something fixed on the screen to give you some bearing as to where you are, which direction you're facing would be so helpful, rather than pulling out something each and every time. And it doesn't have to be too intrusive. A minimap, of course, is a static feature that's placed within the UI and is found in so many games. Some that come to mind are of course GTA, but I do think this would be a great addition to ARK, and I hope they are working on this for ARK 2. And it doesn't have to be anything intrusive, perhaps even like the minimap in Skyrim, where it's just a simple compass along the top. If you want to learn more about minimaps in RPGs and why they are so important, check out a video by Click for Gameplay. He's done a fantastic cover on this, with a lot of features covered that I think would be great to implement into ARK. It's a game that certainly deserves a minimap, and I hope we do see this in some shape or form. As well, of course, as a primitive appeal, harking back to the times of old, before it got all crazy tech based. Thanks all for watching. What did you think? Are you excited for the ammo box? Did the server outage affect you? Comment below, I'd really like to know. My name's Ras Clark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And as always, peace out.